Hi, this is Deborah Durbin from Sacramento Good Life Real Estate. I want to talk to you about disclosures in a few videos that I want to create for you. One of them is the transfer disclosure statement, which is considered by buyers to be the most important disclosure. It is the thing that tells a buyer everything about the features and everything about the house in a pretty comprehensive document. The TDS, or the Transfer Disclosure Statement, is mandatory on all of the transactions that we do. This particular document is the really key to a disclosure package, and you have to complete it. It takes time, but it's super important that you do this with your agent and you make sure that it's thorough and it's correct. The Transfer Disclosure Statement, or TDS, is part of the general forms that comes with the California Association of Real Estate forms that your agent's going to make you fill out. And it's going to go through what appliances are in the home, if there's been any damages due to hazards, natural hazards. Definitely that's one of the areas it zones in on. It also wants to make sure that everything is disclosed that is good and bad inside the house. And it may trigger things like repairs and replacements, but everything needs to be laid out. It is a legal document that will be really looked at carefully, and you'll be able to determine from the answers to these, if you're a buyer, what you're actually buying. It's super important that the agent also has a visual walkthrough document as well that comes later, but the TDS is really, really important, and you need to make sure that you spend some time with that because it's very, very important that everything be accounted for, good and bad. So when is there a time when a TDS is not required? Well, there are a few, and I want to go through that with you. So if it's a subdivision sale in which you're required to provide the buyer with a public report, then you don't need a TDS. If it's a court-ordered sale because of probate court or bankruptcy, TDS is not required. If a sale is by a lender who has required that property through a foreclosure, like an REO, no need for a TDS. And also, most sales by fiduciaries, meaning trusts and guardianships and conservatorships, things like that, are handled by the court and don't require a TDS. Okay, it is your right as a buyer to have a TDS presented to you prior to making an offer and buying a property. But if for some reason you don't get the TDS till after you're already in contract, well, you have the right to look at the TDS and find out you don't want to buy this house, and you can back out. And you can also back out if you get further property reports and you find things in those reports that make this house not something you thought you were going to buy. You can pretty much back out if you find something that wasn't disclosed in that manner too. But it's very important as a buyer that you get that TDS before you make an offer. You certainly don't want to go through that heartache. So find out if there's a TDS, and if there isn't, ask for it.